So the farther that you get in your hormonal and fertility discovery and making your way out of disordered eating, the more you will catch conversations and media saying things that are like, and the more you know, the better off you are, right? So I had a conversation with somebody yesterday and they said 5 things that made me feel cringy. And they weren't in a place that they were asking my opinion. But as I was listening to them, I thought to myself, I have to tell you guys about it just in case these are thoughts that you've had or things that you hear to protect you. So the first thing that she said was my copper IUD is healthy hormonally. And let's break that thought down. So a copper IUD, to my understanding, works by slowly releasing copper into your uterus, which creates then a toxic environment for the sperm and the eggs together. So remember, our uterus is an extremely sensitive and absorbent place. By putting in a copper IUD, it's causing an inflammatory reaction to change the way the sperm cells move. But, did you hear that? It's causing an inflammatory reaction where we work so hard to keep our bodies from being in an inflammatory state. You're putting something in your body to make it be in that place to prevent pregnancy. And, the side effects that people have from it are, heavier or longer periods, spotting, irregular bleeding, increased or worsening cramping. And now I know that that's not the same for everyone, but some people have periods that stop altogether and they assume that that's normal, and it's not. But if you are having, the heavier, the longer periods, the spotting, the irregular bleeding, like all of that is showing a hormonal imbalance. When I work with clients, those are problems that we fix after they've gotten their periods back, because a lot of girls that I work with were working together to get their periods back. But when they have situations like that, that's showing issues with progesterone and other things. So while copper IUDs are advertised as being good options for contraception because they aren't putting in false hormones, according to the symptoms, it seems to me like it is definitely causing a hormonal imbalance. Anything that's keeping you from ovulating is putting you in a state of imbalance. The second thing that I heard in my conversation is my fitness pal says that I'm good. I don't know if you still use my fitness pal. I was an avid my fitness pal user. I used it every single day for 3-4 years. And now that I am beyond it, the one thing I have to say is that your body is the main judge of whether or not you are eating enough and whether or not you're good. The only thing that has come beneficial from MyFitnessPal is teaching you more about what you're eating. If it teaches you a little bit about whether or not you're eating something that's calorically dense, how much proteins, fats, and carbs it's made up out of. The fact that we're dictating our calories through it is detrimental to our overall health. It's creating a disconnect between our bodies and how it's signaling us and how we treat it. It's causing a distrust, which is continuing disordered eating, because a lot of people are on MyFitnessPal because they have felt that their eating is disordered, that they're binging all of the time. But it's just continuing that if you are restricting through MyFitnessPal, which is telling you how many calories you need for that day. And it's causing other issues of body dysmorphia as well. Many girls are actually stunted in their ability to lose weight from MyFitnessPal because they are not eating more proteins to build the muscles to use the food that they're taking in. It's ruining their metabolism. So they're continuing to eat less and less in order to manipulate their bodies. Again, ruining their metabolism. So MyFitnessPal says I'm good. I'm going to leave that one where it is. The other comment was, don't you just fill the time until you get to eat again? I resonated with that so much because, I used to live that way. I used to eat and plan out my next meal and my next meal and my snacks, and I had all the way into next month planned. Oh, I have to, I can't wait to have that apple pie. So I'm backing up and backwards planning all of my food. And yeah, it led to an obsession of when can I eat again? And it absolutely means that you're not eating enough. Our leptin levels are so sensitive to our fat intake. The person who said this desperately needs to eat more fat because, to me, that's showing that there's a dip in her leptin levels because the leptin levels send out a signal to make you want more food, to make you obsess over it for survival. So even if MyFitnessPal has said that they're having enough, your body is telling you that you aren't by having these feelings. It's no way to live your life. No way at all. What would happen if this person didn't have to think about food anymore? Imagine how much other thoughts they could have in the day. Imagine what it would be like to not obsess and to reach more dreams. And another thing, just to go along with this, is that, she said, that was the only comment I said. I was like, hey, it sounds like you're not eating enough fat. And she said, well, I have an avocado every day. Well, what I really wanted to start poking into is that the only kind of fat that you're having? Because there are benefits to both polyunsaturated fats and monounsaturated fats, and that's involving a variety of fats. We need it for all kinds of different functions of our body. Deep breath. We'll continue on. Another comment is, I can only mentally handle 2 tasks a day. I resonated with that one too. That you find yourself so stressed out all the time, and I can't manage any stress, so I have to have only 1 or 2 things that I can handle. I can't leave the house more than 1 time a day. Definitely showing a lack of nutrition, a lack of food, not eating enough. If you can't handle your mental and physical stress, it's showing that you are underfed. Now, this also is different if you are having a constantly packed day where you're planning hour to hour to hour to hour to hour. That also is not healthy. And yes, I would definitely say limit your activities then. But if your 2 tasks is your ultimate limit, I'm going to take a wild guess and say that compared to the other comments, definitely not eating enough, definitely being lied to by MyFitnessPal. We're made for more than this, than trying to manage every single thing. Our food is fuel to provide us with the energy to handle our day. We have been given a task and a purpose for every single day. And if you're having to limit yourself this much, you just need to eat more. Look at how many ways a lack of nourishment is impacting this person's life. And the last thing I want to talk about is how she mentioned she has to meal prep so that she can eat the same things every day. Now, I definitely went through a phase where I was only eating tuna and Brussels sprouts and a scoop of peanut butter, and then I would have the same dinner every night in order to know that I was meeting my macros, in order to know that I was meeting all of the nutritional needs of the day, the right seasonings, the right combinations, the right probiotics, the right prebiotics. This is definitely, to me, sounds like orthorexia, which I worked through myself. It's another way of restriction. There is no problem with meal prepping so that you have food in the house for when you are hungry. But if you are using it to constantly control your portion intake, if you are using it to constantly control your balance of all the healthy foods that you need to eat, this is taking an unhealthy turn. Like I said, if you are using it because you don't have time to prepare yourself a fresh meal, that's different. That's different. I meal prep, but when it becomes a point of obsession in order to control the way you are eating and control the way your body is looking, that is just as detrimental as following a strict diet meal plan. Meal prepping it's just another shade of it if you take it that way. So I hope that by listening to this, these 5 comments I had in a conversation yesterday, that you're able to hopefully take some part into your life and grow from it. I pray that you are not still facing these struggles, but I know so many of us are, and it's a process. Keep holding strong, and the more you know, the better off you are, right? So please consider sharing this with a friend if it was helpful. Like and subscribe to let me know what content you'd like to see more of, and I'll talk to you soon. Good luck.